Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. It's time to be getting into the Man United versus Southampton game on Saturday, 12:30 p.m. kickoff away from home. Guys, we need another win. We need to continue winning games. Look, I've been seeing this Glazer out movement. I couldn't agree more with most of these fans. Of course, some fans don't pay attention to it, but look at the money we're spending on players. £84 million bid on Anthony now. He's not going to be sold for that money in a couple of years, in my opinion. I love Anthony. He's not worth that money. How many players are actually worth that money? From the last 10 years to the last 5 years, you're talking about the likes of Haaland, you're talking about the likes of Joao Felix, Ronaldo, Bale. How many players are actually worth that money? Grealish isn't worth that money. They're not going to be able to sell him for the money they bought him for. Same with Joao Felix from Atletico Madrid, in my opinion. Anthony's not going to be worth 98 million euros in a couple of years. We're not going to get that money back from Casemiro in a few years. We won't get that money back from him. Look, Casemiro might stay with us for the rest of his career, but we don't know that. Gakpo for 50 million, apparently we're going in for. Look, these players, we really could have paid half the amount for them in 2 months ago. We could have paid 50 million for Anthony 2 months ago, and Gakpo really is 25 million. He's a 25 million pound player. But now it's the last week of the transfer window. The club's going to try and get as much money as they can from Man United. And look, these owners don't know what they're doing. But look, let's move on from that. It's a very, very hard topic to talk about because we know what's going on. We know what's going on. These owners don't know what they're doing. They're spending money. Give it a couple of years. Some more players will be going out on a free, like Pogba did, like Lingard did. We're not getting money for these players. Bailly's going out on loan. Telles is on loan. Is Wan-Bissaka going to be sold? I don't think so. So let's see what happens here. But guys, this Southampton game is vital. I was incredibly impressed with some of these players against Liverpool. I was very impressed with Alanga. I got to be honest. When was Alanga's last game? I think it might have been Norwich last season where he got an assist. Ronaldo scored that hat-trick and Alanga had a fantastic game. For me, it's like this. Southampton are going to have a very different approach to Liverpool. I've been seeing a lot of debate about rotational choices, about Ronaldo being a rotational choice, Maguire this season. Look, Ten Hag at the end of the day, he's going to have to rotate some of these players. I do want to see Varane and Martinez for most of this season. I do think that there's something up with Varane in terms of injuries. I mean, he was injured a lot last season. So some of these players are going to have to come in, come out. But this is the back four I want to see this season for me. I want to see Malacia, Dalot, Varane and Martinez. Yes, I don't mind Luke Shaw coming in. I don't mind Wan-Bissaka coming in. I do think that Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw... Look, Luke Shaw and Malacia, that's going to be an interesting battle. I've said it for a long time now that I don't think Wan-Bissaka is better than Dalot. Maguire's obviously not better than Varane. And honestly, he's not better than Martinez. Martinez is a much better player on the ball, more mobile. He can press the opposition attack. And look, Maguire's clearly not quick enough to do that. He's not quick enough and he's not agile enough, and I've been saying this forever. We're beating the same drum. So, look, against Southampton, what I would do, I'd go the same back forward, Dalot, Martinez, Varane, and Malacia at left back. Our midfield is going to be interesting because with Casemiro having his first training session today at Old Trafford, at Carrington, I would want to see Casemiro in midfield. I said it in my post-match reaction to Liverpool. I would love to see Casemiro, Eriksen and Van der Beek, but that's not going to happen. I don't know how Van der Beek's going to get game this season. I don't know how he's going to get game time, but we'll see. But I would love to see Casemiro, Eriksen and Bruno. Now, that might be a very attacking team. Can Casemiro play by himself in that defensive midfield position with Eriksen and Bruno in midfield? I think he can against Southampton. Now, will we be able to do it against the top teams? I don't think so. We're going to have a more of a defensive-minded player in midfield. I think Eriksen is an engine in midfield anyway. He's everywhere. He's everywhere in midfield. But I would like to see that midfield. Eriksen, Casemiro and Bruno. We should beat Southampton even without our best midfield in terms of what creates the most balance. We do need a lot of balance in this team in terms of the midfield especially. But I do think that's a somewhat well-balanced midfield and I expect us to beat Southampton with that midfield. I want to see Martial on the left, Ronaldo up top and Sancho on the right. Now, there's going to be a conversation to be had that Rashford and Alanga should start. I would have Rashford come off the bench. Look, this rotational thing is going to be interesting because when we have Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Ronaldo's not going to be able to play all these games. We already know it. Thursday, Sunday football is going to be tough. So for me, at the end of the day, there's been talks of Ronaldo's leaving. And there's been talks that some people want him to leave, some people don't want him to leave. Ronaldo wants Champions League. Clearly he does. Like anyone who says he doesn't want Champions League, he does want Champions League football. And at the end of the day, this is another season wasted for him because, look, yeah, he might win a Europa League, but really does he care about Europa League? We're not winning the league. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, we have to see. But for me, Ronaldo should start this game. Southampton, they're going to sit back. We're going to need creative players to get those passes in between the lines, break down that defence. And Sancho's that type of player. I would have Martial because we need players who are good on the ball against Southampton, who can keep the ball. And look, they're going to counter-attack. They're going to counter-attack Southampton. So most teams like Southampton, like Leicester, the likes of Norwich, Southampton, Leicester, Wolves, Forest. These teams are going to sit back and they're going to try and get us on a counter-attack. When you have McFred in midfield, you know what happens. Their passes can be off. And I know McTominay had a good game against Liverpool, but when you're in possession, these players can be suspect on the ball and you can't trust them because they panic and they lose possession of the ball, and then counter-attack is on, and then we have usually Maguire at centre-back, and then we're finished. This is why we need a quick centre-back partnership. We need players who are good on the ball, who can hold up the ball, who can look for those creative passes in between the lines, balls over the top, and find Ronaldo and feed him. And this is why we need an attacking fullback partnership in Malacia and Dalot. We need Sancho and Dalot to continue with that partnership on the right. We need Martial, who's good on the ball. We need Ronaldo, who's a fantastic goal scorer. And it's only a matter of time before Ronaldo gets his goal and he starts smashing goals left, right and centre. And I think that midfield with Eriksen, Bruno and Casemiro will be very interesting. I think that's the part where I'm not sure, because Eriksen, attacking player, Bruno, attacking player, and Casemiro is going to be there in midfield. Look, Casemiro is not like De Jong. He doesn't get the ball from the back four and drive it forward and putting those passes into the attacking players. But he can be that. I've said it before. I think Casemiro can do that role, but he's not a De Jong in that role. Look, Casemiro is going to be vital in these games against Chelsea, Man City, when the counter-attack is being operated, or if Man City are on the ball and they're putting passes into the attack, Casemiro is going to be there to intercept, to tackle, and to essentially be the more physical player, make it hard for the Man City attack to get anything off, and to protect the back four. So this game's going to be interesting. I think that's a good enough midfield to win this game. We need players who can put in passes into the attack, and it's a fairly balanced team. So I do want to see that team play. So guys, let's see what happens. But guys, let me know what you think. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.